Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw for Insider Travel Report. I'm here at Seatrade Global in Miami, as we are almost every year. And every year we find great new executives, and this is a brand new project. Philippe Hetland-Bro, who's the president of Orient Express, Silencieux, and this is Orient Express's new cruise. It's actually a sailing ship. We're going to talk about it. It's not out yet, but it's coming pretty quick, and so you better get ready for it. And you're going to hear all about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Philippe, first of all, great to see you here. It's always an amazing event. We have everybody in the cruise industry here, and you're here too now.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm very honored that you are receiving me. For me, it's something quite new. Yeah. In fact, I was before in a group that has been very close to the cruising industry because I was a shipbroker for 35 years. Right. And in the group where I was, BRS Group, we've been close to a lot of new building contracts with MSC, Royal Caribbean, Disney Cruises, Ponant.
So you know the industry already, but this is the first time.
Let's say I know a little bit about the industry. I come here with a lot of humility, but of course, having been a broker, I was more in the shadow of my clients. Right. Today, with the Orient Express Silent Seas brand, we have a completely different story. Right. So I'm here with a new hat.
How did this all start? How did Orient Express and how did the projects begin?
It's quite a fantastic story. It's a very human story. The way it started is I went to see the CEO of Accor, the hotel group, 6,000 hotels in the world. Yep. And since some years, under the vision of Sébastien Bazin, the CEO of Accor, they have that luxury and lifestyle division with 47 brands. Right. So I went to see Sébastien and I said, Sébastien, you should, that was just before COVID, and I said you should in fact look into the cruising market, because some of your competitors, Marriott, Ritz-Carlton, were paving.
Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons?
At that time it was Ritz-Carlton, and were really paving the way for a new category, luxury category, above what existed at that time. And I said you should consider. And he said at that time, momentum in life is something which is amazing. Mm-hmm. In fact, I just happened, Sébastien Accor, happened to buy Orient Express, the brand.
That's right.
And he had decided to refurbish the old railway sleeper cars that were found somewhere between Bielorussia and Poland.
I heard about this, yeah.
And open hotels. And then he said, but of course, when the founder, this Belgian entrepreneur, founded the Orient Express brand, he at the same time he met Mr. Pullman, who was the inventor of the Pullman sleeper cars, and he had been on board the transatlantic liners. Okay. And that is the eye blick to cruising, because he then realized, that Belgian guy realized that the degree of service, the degree of the luxury of the materials, space on board, and then he decided to create these lines, railway cars, to Orient Express railway cars to Vienna, and then later Istanbul, at that time called Constantinople. And so the idea came to the mind of Sébastien to have a third vertical.
Okay, so cruising was it, and you offered him that opportunity.
I came with my shipping background, able to drive him through a competing process with shipyards, and of course come with my network, my core business, to put in place a network to establish new building contracts and the financing for a big project like this.
Wow. Yeah, and that's a big thing. So how did it come about that your ship, which is a very unique ship, it's a high-tech sailing ship, very environmentally green and everything like that, how did you decide on that as opposed to being something a little more standard?
Again, that was something which was really upon the vision of Accor and Sébastien Bazin, one of his very first comment was, "I want to do a ship that is going to be as green as possible." And well, you need a little bit of luck in life as well. And at that time, I knew, as a former broker, I knew, of course, Chantier de l'Atlantique very well. And
That's where the ship is being built now.
Yes, in Saint-Nazaire. And I knew that they had a design which was on the shelf. And that design was, in fact, a sailing ship.
Okay.
And so we went to the shipyard with my shareholder, and very quickly we identified that there was really room for a fantastic, as we said when
It is a striking design, as we'll show a few shots of this. Very unique, something that nobody's ever really seen before.
No, in fact, we also tried. I would like to emphasize the fact that I believe we are between yachting and cruising, and we wanted to bring the ship closer to a yacht. So we deleted one deck. We enlarged the ship we lengthened the ship, by 20 meters. So we had it was more looking like a sailing yacht. Mm-hmm. The aft part of the ship was also with a fixed round marina, and we had it look like a sailing yacht, like a Perini Navy or Alloy, these very famous New Zealander mega sailing yacht yards. Today the Accor Luxury and Lifestyle is 47 brands. Yep. Permont, Raffles, Ennismore. I won't list them all, but the intention is to have Orient Express being really on the very top. Yep. And so with 3 verticals that are trains, hotels. The first hotel is opening as we speak in Rome.
That's right. I may be there soon because I'm actually going to go, I hope, on the La Dolce Vita, which is I'm supposed to. We're trying to figure out a date, and I was going to stay in the one in Rome, and they'll have one in Venice and other places. Right?
Exactly. La Dolce Vita, as you name it, had its first 30 guests on board last week. Yeah. And the next opening will be at the Palazzo Donna Giovanelli in Venice.
That's right.
So there will be. This is another very strong argument that we have. Is we believe many of our clients will come from America, yeah. And I can imagine that some of our guests will like to fly to Paris, sleep in maybe a future Orient Express hotel in Paris. And then board a train to Istanbul or Venice, and then board the ship.
That's a nice trip already. Now, how many guests will you host on board this new ship?
So, in theory, in that design, we could have been having 150 cabins, and we decided to have 54 suites only. The smallest suite is 45 square meter.
That's huge.
The smallest one, and the biggest one is 239 square meters. So it's a real apartment. It's a penthouse on deck 7. The space, we have extraordinary space on board. We have a 500 square meter spa. We have even a recording studio.
Well, I don't think that's when I'm on board you want to be recording. No, unless you and I sing together.
No. But some of our guests may like to privatize our ship and invite a music star. That could happen.
I know. Maybe you'll have Taylor Swift on there doing recordings.
Exactly. But you know what? The privatization is something which, on the business model that we had, the privatization is something that we incorporated because with a ship only 100 guests compared to mega yachts, even the biggest yachts, they only have 12 guest capacities from a regulation point of view. So we expected that some people may like to privatize her because it's only 100. We have these 54 cabins, and believe me or not, we are just a year away from the delivery. And we do receive quite a lot of questions.
I understand. You're already getting bookings, and you open for bookings, and people are coming in, right?
Including privatization requests, full charter privatization. Another important thing is we have another shareholder that is LVMH.
Not a bad one.
And of course, being positioned in the ultra luxury segment, well, LVMH I think is in itself.
Everybody knows LVMH. Now, in terms of what about food on board dining? What are you doing there?
So we've been signing with a very reputed chef called Yannick Aleno.
Heard of it?
Yannick earned his 17th star last week in Monaco. Wow. So yeah, that is fantastic. He will be occasionally coming on board. Of course, he will be signing the cards. We'll be having a restaurant on board that will aim at getting a Michelin star. We also signed with a sommelier called Xavier Tuizat, which today is the sommelier of the Crillon Hotel in Paris.
Not bad.
And we have a spa which is Guerlain.
No, Guerlain very well. Yeah.
So Guerlain is having products which are so much aligned with the Orient Express brand.
Yeah, and so you have all these wonderful things, and the power is how often will the ship be under sail, or is it always going to be under sail?
It's a very good question. First of all, a lot of people are asking me, these sails, are they for the catalogue? No, the sails are not for the catalogue. The sails are genuine sails. In fact, the design, since I negotiated the shipbuilding contract, so I can tell you that by the speed power on the engine will be 12 knots, so it's like a displacement ship. Mm-hmm. But under sails, with the proper wind conditions, we can go up to 17 knots.
Yeah, because you can motor, as they say, so to speak, with the sailing on. Right?
So if I take two examples, in the Med, sometimes in the Med, in the summertime, you have either too much or not enough wind. Mm-hmm. So we may be under a hybrid mode. But in the Caribbean, in the winter, we'll go to the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And there we will benefit from the Alizé winds. And every day, I'm sure we'll be able to sail on the sails only.
That's amazing, and that's what I mean. I've done a few sailing cruises, and I love that. I love that feeling of being under sail. Now, what the timeline you said? The ship. You actually invited me for the keel laying, and I couldn't make it. But now this ship is going to get built, and you're coming out when?
So we're coming. The first ship will be, as we speak. I think we have 12 blocks in the dock now. Yeah. In total, we have 14 blocks, plus the 3 future riggings. Okay. And by June, the ship will be launched in the water.
So it's coming quickly.
It's coming so quickly. The Chantier de l'Atlantique is doing an amazing job. Of course, we have to follow as well their pace. You know, we have a supervision team there that is under pressure. And so the ship will be floating in 2 months from now. Mm-hmm. And then delivery will be April 26.
April 26. It's coming up. It's in a year.
The ship will be present at the Cannes Festival 26.
Amazing. Well, and where is it going to sail from, and where is it going to go? I assume the first one's in the Med a lot.
So will be the first cruises will be in the West Med. So basically the French Riviera, Corsica, Sardinia. And then Amalfita coast and Croatia and Venice. First year we don't go to Greece and Turkey because there is no LNG in Greece yet. So we want to remain really green. And
so power even when you're not under sail, you're doing LNG, right?
LNG, yes, okay. LNG. And we have a few other green features like the dynamic positioning, so allowing us to stay stable without hurting the seabed. We have, whenever we'll be in ports, we have the cold ironing facility. Yep. And we even have a system that allows us to recuperate the energy created by the propellers under sail conditions, stocking the energy into some batteries.
So you are going to be one of the greenest ships out there.
We even invested in a system that allows us to detect, for instance, a floating container ahead of the ship, but also a whale, in order to avoid a collision. I believe we try to be as environmental friendly as we can.
And then after this one, are you doing another one? I think you understand.
We're having a second ship that will be called the Orient Express Olympian, and she will be arriving a year later.
Okay, so you have the Olympian, and the name of this ship. This ship is what?
Orient Express Corinthian.
Corinthian. That's right. Corinthian and Olympian. Okay, so that's it.
And they are French flag.
Huh? I know of only one other line that's French flag, but that's another story. Sounds like an amazing project. It's not a project. It's going to become reality very soon, right?
Yeah, it's coming fast. It's coming really fast, and the interesting thing is that I have built up a team that is coming from. This is not my industry, but I have my network. So now I have people that are together with me in this Sea Trade show that are very well introduced into the cruise market. So we're now building up the itineraries, building up the experiences. I take this opportunity to say that one very important thing is that we are, like I said, we want to be as close to yachting as possible. So, for instance, in many places we'll spend overnights, 2 overnights. So we'll spend 2 nights in Saint-Tropez, we'll spend 2 nights in Porto Cervo, we'll spend 2 nights in Venice or Positano. And even some of our guests will be allowed, with a proper notice to our hotel manager, some of our guests will be allowed to invite a couple of friends for a dinner on board at the Yannick Aleno table.
As it is your own yacht, right?
And then also, I've been in the past. I've been the CEO of a yachting company, and I know, and I've been lucky to be a guest on board some sailing yachts. And in fact, when you are on a yacht, funny enough, you have the best. And a lot of guests, they want to go and test a restaurant on shore, test a cultural or a sportive activity on shore, and then come back to their retreat, which is the yacht. Yeah. And we try to develop the product, or everything that will be on board will be top. We are trying now to develop also those shore experiences on an inclusive basis for our clients. So every 3 days, for instance, you will have an experience where our guests will be invited to the Guggenheim Museum that will be privatized with a dinner on the rooftop.
Not a bad experience.
The same. If we are in Sicily, our guests will be offered in their per diems. Every 3 days we have an event such as a seated dinner in the Roman theater of Taormina.
I've been there. It's amazing.
We have one experience which my team already tested, which is you are in Saint-Tropez, you drive to Provence with some collection cars, and you go into a restaurant where you have truffles, everything with truffle.
That sounds like a marvelous experience. So you are actually already thinking of the experiences that your guests are going to do on your vessel. That's an amazing. I can't wait for it, and I know our 128,000 travel advisors out there who book a lot of luxury travel, they probably can't wait to book it when they can.
Well, thank you very much. We are sure that a lot of our clients will come from the people you know.
Fantastic.
Well, looking forward to that. Thank you very
hopefully
much.
Hopefully we'll meet again in the next year, I'm sure, as this whole project progresses, and hope to see you in a year from now, if not sooner, to talk about this. I assume you'll be going to lots of different, ILTMs and things like that are where you're going to really explain what this is all about. And it's a marvelous project, and looking forward to it becoming a reality in just a year.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.